The Indiana fever just almost pushed me to a heart attack.
Picture this. The arena is buzzing, tension thick in the air, and from the sidelines, Caitlin Clark erupts. She's not playing, stuck on the bench in street clothes with an injury. But when she sees her teammate, Sophie Cunningham, get body slammed with zero consequences from the refs, she loses it. Her voice cuts through the noise. You were right in front of her. No whistle, no foul, nothing. The official, standing just feet away, watches it all unfold like a casual spectator. And that moment, it wasn't just a bad call, it was a turning point, a breaking point. Because this isn't the first time the refs have dropped the ball, it's not even the 10th. WNBA officiating has gone from inconsistent to downright dangerous, and now the league's biggest star is calling them out in real time. Fans are furious, players are fed up, and everyone is asking the same question. Did the referees just lose control of the WNBA? Let's break it all down. It all started with what should have been a routine defensive play. Sophie Cunningham had just secured a rebound, steady and composed, and then, out of nowhere, a Seattle Storm player slammed her to the ground with a force that looked more like Sunday Night Football than WNBA basketball. And here's the kicker, the referee was right there. Front row, perfect view, he saw it all, and did absolutely nothing. No whistle, no foul, just blank stares and silence. The crowd erupted, the Fever bench was stunned, and Caitlin Clark, she was fuming. From the sideline, she snapped, her voice cutting through the chaos. You were right in front of her. This wasn't just frustration, this was the boiling point. A season filled with questionable calls and ignored fouls finally exploded into one raw moment of player versus referee tension. Fans at home felt every bit of it. Replays of the hit went viral and comment sections lit up. Everyone saw a blatant foul plain as day, and the officials just stood there. But that's the problem. This wasn't a one-off mistake. It was just the latest example in a pattern of shameful officiating that's been haunting the WNBA all year. And if this hit proves anything, it's that something is seriously broken. At this point, it's not just fans sounding the alarm. Players, coaches, and analysts are all saying the same thing. WNBA officiating is out of control. You've got players getting thrown to the ground, dangerous levels of contact, and refs acting like they forgot their whistles at home. But when someone calls them out, the league cracks down on the players, not the refs. Case in point, Sophie Cunningham was recently fined not once, but twice. This for a total of $1,500 for making lighthearted jokes and criticizing the officials on her social media and podcast. Meanwhile, actual dangerous plays, like the hit she just took, go completely unpunished. Let that sink in. Making fun of the refs costs you money, but a reckless foul that could cause a serious injury, that's fine. Play on. And now people are starting to wonder, is this just incompetence, or is there something deeper at play? Because the inconsistencies are so bad, it's hard not to ask what's really going on behind the scenes. This isn't just an Indiana Fever problem, it's league-wide. Respected coaches like Becky Hammond have gone off in post-game interviews, and stars like Kelsey Plum have voiced their frustration over a lack of consistent calls. The message is clear. Players are not being protected, and trust in the refs is gone. It's chaos, and it's turning into the WNBA's biggest scandal, one that's threatening to derail the entire season. While the refs were busy fumbling their jobs, Sophie Cunningham was out there doing hers, and doing it like a star. With Caitlin Clark sidelined, the pressure was on. Indiana needed someone to step up, and Sophie delivered, big time. She dropped a season-high 17 points, hitting an incredible 4 of 5 from beyond the arc, and basically carried the Fever's entire offense on her back. Let that sink in. She was the only Fever player to make a three-pointer all game. 4 threes, all Sophie. The rest of the team, 0. That kind of performance doesn't just happen. It's clutch, it's bold. It's what leaders do when the spotlight is on and the stakes are high. And fans noticed. Her teammate, Natasha Howard, gave her a new name on social media, the Firecracker. The nickname stuck, and so did her place in the hearts of Fever fans everywhere. Ever since that viral moment where she was ejected for standing up for Caitlin Clark during a brawl with the Connecticut Sun, Sophie's been on a mission. Her social media following exploded and her jersey sales shot through the roof. But here's what matters. She's not just riding hype, she's backing it up with results. Game after game, she's become Indiana's most reliable weapon, especially when everything else around her is falling apart. And on this night, she wasn't just surviving the chaos, she owned it. But as great as Sophie was, the chaos was far from over, because the Fever, yeah, they almost blew it again. For a moment, it looked like Indiana was finally in control. Up by 13 points in the third quarter after a scorching run by Sophie Cunningham, the momentum was real and the Fever seemed locked in. But then, everything fell apart. Again, the Seattle Storm came storming back, closing the third quarter on a fiery 10-2 run to cut the lead to just 4. And if you've been watching the Fever this season, you already knew what was coming, because this team has a bad habit of melting down in crunch time without Caitlin Clark. No star power, no late game adjustments, and no clue how to close out a win. Fans were pulling their hair out, commentators were calling out the coaching staff, one mistake after another, and just like that, a sure win turned into a nail-biter. Seattle had chance after chance to steal the game. In one chaotic possession late in the fourth quarter, the Storm missed 4 3-pointers that could have flipped the result, with Gabby Williams grabbing a key rebound on one of them. It was a win, but just barely. And honestly, it felt more like a coin toss than a solid victory. The Fever got the W, but no one felt safe, because the same old issues were back. Shaky defense, poor rebounding, and zero composure under pressure. But in the middle of that collapse, 2 veterans refused to let the team fall apart, and they're the reason Indiana escaped with the win. When the game was slipping through Indiana's fingers, Aaliyah Boston and Natasha Howard stepped up like seasoned pros and held it down. First, Aaliyah Boston, the rock in the paint. She posted a 16-point, 12-rebound double-double. Her 6th straight, a new franchise record. But it wasn't just the numbers, it was when she delivered. In the fourth quarter, with everything unraveling, Boston went on a personal 9-point run that basically saved the Fever from disaster. She was boxing out hard, contesting shots, dominating the paint, and bringing that physical presence Indiana desperately needed. After struggling in recent games, Boston looked like her dominant self again, and just in time. Then there's Natasha Howard, the veteran who brings stability and calm to every chaotic moment. She dropped a team-high 21 points on incredibly efficient shooting and kept the team composed when the wheels started to wobble. No hero ball, no forcing shots, just smart, efficient basketball. Howard's been quietly holding this team together while everyone's focused on Clark, and her impact can't be overstated. Together, Boston and Howard were the steady hands that kept Indiana from blowing another one. They showed what veteran leadership looks like, doing the dirty work, making clutch plays, and refusing to fold under pressure. But even with their heroics, something felt off, because while they secured the win, Caitlin Clark never took the floor, and that left a cloud over the whole night, which brings us to the biggest mystery in Indiana right now. When the game was slipping through Indiana's fingers, Aaliyah Boston and Natasha Howard stepped up like seasoned pros and held it down. First, Aaliyah Boston, the rock in the paint. She posted a 16-point, 12-rebound double-double, her 6th straight, a new franchise record. But it wasn't just the numbers, it was when she delivered. In the fourth quarter, with everything unraveling, Boston went on a personal 9-point run that basically saved the Fever from disaster. She was boxing out hard, contesting shots, dominating the paint, and bringing that physical presence Indiana desperately needed. After struggling in recent games, Boston looked like her dominant self again, and just in time. Then there's Natasha Howard, the veteran who brings stability and calm to every chaotic moment. She dropped a team-high 21 points on incredibly efficient shooting and kept the team composed when the wheels started to wobble. No hero ball, no forcing shots, just smart, efficient basketball. Howard's been quietly holding this team together while everyone's focused on Clark, and her impact can't be overstated. Together, Boston and Howard were the steady hands that kept Indiana from blowing another one. They showed what veteran leadership looks like, doing the dirty work, making clutch plays, and refusing to fold under pressure. But even with their heroics, something fell off, because while they secured the win, Caitlin Clark never took the floor, and that left a cloud over the whole night, which brings us to the biggest mystery in Indiana right now. The WNBA is standing on the edge of something big. There are bigger crowds, more media attention, and superstar talent like Caitlin Clark taking the game to new heights. But all that progress, it's at risk of unraveling, because no matter how good the players are and no matter how exciting the matchups get, if fans can't trust the refs to call a fair game, the whole thing falls apart. We're seeing it now. Sophie Cunningham gets body slammed, no foul. Caitlin Clark screams from the bench, ignored. Players speak up and get fined, while officiating blunders continue night after night. This isn't just sloppy, it's dangerous, and it's driving fans away at the exact moment the league should be winning them over. Indiana has been a bright spot through it all, riding a 5-game winning streak without Clark, led by Sophie's defiance, Boston's dominance, and Howard's veteran leadership. They've proven they can fight, but they shouldn't have to fight the officials too. The WNBA needs to step up, fix the refs, protect the players, respect the game, because if this continues, the league won't just lose games, it'll lose fans, credibility, and everything it's worked so hard to build. So here's the challenge for you. If you're tired of bad officiating and you're riding with Sophie and the Fever, drop a number sign firecracker in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you never miss a breakdown. This season's just heating up and you're not gonna want to miss what happens next.